So much for press and play. Like I always say, every time you press play, it gives me the inspiration to do another video. So, what I wanted to talk to you about, I want to be as quick as possible, but I saw this article maybe a week ago or so, and I just want to address it head on, as fast as I can, but try to be as precise just to get the conversation going because I really want to hear what you think about it. So the Washington Post, they just did an article talking about the headline is this: Trump and Biden are both courting the votes of black men. Will it make a difference? Trump and Biden are both courting the votes of black men. Will it make a difference? Now, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but I want to talk from a really personal perspective, and I'm going to address each candidate, but I'm going to focus more on the Biden piece of it than the Trump piece of it. The Trump piece of it is pretty obvious. I just want to talk specifically about Biden's potential struggle with black men, such as myself and some in my peer group. So I graduated from high school in 1993. I graduated from high school in 1993. Now, I want you to think about what happened in 1994. So, in 1994, the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act was passed, was signed. This bill was known as the Clinton Crime Bill or the Biden Crime Bill. And 1 year after I graduated from high school, this bill had my name written all over it. And listen to the extent of this bill. Now, it was 356 pages. It provided for 100,000 new police officers. They invested $9.7 billion in prisons, $6.1 billion in prevention programs. And I wasn't the most perfect teenager at the time, but had I went on the wrong track at any moment in my life after I graduated from high school, I would have been tangled up in this crime bill. Now, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, peers in my age group are thinking about this. And I'm not sure if Joe Biden the messaging has broke through yet. How do we trust you if that's in the back of our minds? That you were building cages for myself and my peers at this particular time. Now, to Biden's credit, and I should have did my disclaimer. I did it on my one video. I am not affiliated with any party. I want to be really clear. I'm not affiliated with any party. So I try to be as objective as possible, but I'm not affiliated with any party. Now, to Joe Biden's credit, I guess, he's trying. Now, one thing I want to preface, in the 90s, that's when hip hop as well blew up. That's where the Diddy's came in, and that whole glamorous when hip hop really came into the money. It was ironically during the same time of the crime bill. But just when was this? Yes, was this yesterday? Yeah, just yesterday, the Biden camp just released this. And I hope you can hear this. And I'm going to play some of it so that you can. I'm going to play some of it. So what you're watching here is a guy just shooting basketball. His friend's texting him, checks his phone, and here comes his buddy. Now, I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but I want you to get the point. You hear that? So they're really making an effort of using hip hop, which has been weaponized specifically in the 90s. Hip hop was weaponized in the 90s to now come back to speak back to me. Now, let me just fast forward here. And when I say speak to me, I'm saying I'm taking it personal. I am taking it personal because um, it is personal to a degree. But I also want to just show, like at the end, oh, I got to show this part. So, so with that said, it's really they're really trying to speak to black men specifically using hip hop. Now, when you when you pack on top of that Kamala Harris, who actually was a prosecutor in San Francisco, if you look at her record when it comes to locking up black men and black boys, she was number one. She was locking us up at a really high rate. And so these two things are a stain to black men. You really got to put something substantive, and I messed that word all up. Something transformative and tangible. Like there has to be a tangible, reparative thing to this particular crime bill and the people that you're telling us to vote for. Woo! So, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on Biden. I'll do a little bit with Donald Trump, but I'm not gonna get too much on him. But I do want to point out with Donald Trump, because the article did say Trump and Biden. So I want to say something about Donald Trump. Now with Donald Trump, back in 1989, the Central Five, there were five black men that were accused of raping and killing a white woman in Central Park, and they ended up not being guilty. But at the time, Donald Trump put out this article: "Bring back the death penalty, bring back our police." And pretty much in the article, he just goes on about some of the pertinent pieces where he says, like, he's not trying to psychoanalyze why a black man is angry, just punish him, just kill them basically, so that people will learn. It will send a message. Now that's an issue. I mean, that's an issue. We're seeing both candidates have these paths that they have to overcome. Now, Donald Trump's credit, to Donald Trump's credit, normally black men were voting at a pretty low percentage when it comes to Republicans or black people in general. This in 2016, Donald Trump got, I believe they said 14% of the black vote, which is up from 11%. So he actually broke a record by appealing to uh, black men as well. And again, which is ironic about Donald Trump, let's be real. Back before Donald Trump ran for president, Donald Trump was in most of your favorite rappers' lyrics. Mac Miller, who's a white rapper, he actually has a song called Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, as a figure of wealth and prosperity, he's always been admired by hip hop. That's a fact. Donald Trump has always been admired by hip hop. So I just want to just leave this. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit more, address it head on. I don't have the complete answer, but what I do have is a perspective. I have a perspective that I understand the power that the black man has in America. And I understand by reading FBI documents and things of that nature, the fear that America has specifically towards black men. America has a specific fear towards black men. And I would love to hear your opinion. I'll hang out in the comments for an hour or so. I'll hang out in the comments to see if anybody has any thoughts on this. But what are your thoughts? If you're a black man and you're listening to this, why is it you're voting for Biden or Trump? Or maybe I have some peers that aren't voting, black men aren't voting at all. They're holding their vote. So just wanted to start this discussion. I'll be hanging out in the comments for a half hour or so. We'd love to hear from you. Peace.